Who knew that the lady who answered the phone here would end up in my Elgin area as one of my best friends, and I consider her the angel of my life, because she started asking me questions, and for the first time in my life, I told the truth. It was not my intention to tell the truth when I picked up the phone. I just needed to get somewhere, you know? But she asked me questions as to what was going on and how things were, and I told the truth. Money situations, family situations, all of it, I answered the questions. And she says, we can't have a bed for you for 48 hours. I said, okay, 48 hours, I can handle this. So where did my brain say I should go back to?
Crack house.
Crack house, right? That's what my brain said, go back to the crack house and hang out. Well, God had other intentions, because here's what happened over the next 48 hours. God entered my life, and God has never left. Not that He left me alone, because my God has saved me, but here's what happened. I decided I needed to go for a little ride. I wanted to just drive around a little while and think things through. So I drove on Route 31. I was on Sundown in South Elgin, right in front of the Burger King, when for the very first time in my life, out of nowhere, behind me. And I'm like, what does he want? And I pulled over, and it turns out I had not gone to court on some traffic tickets. I had some other things to do that day, you know, like get high all day. And I just blew it off. And, you know, I knew I had court that day, but there was just no way I was going. There was just no chance I was going. So I did what I did. And boom, 90 minutes later, I'm in King County Jail being fitted for an orange jumpsuit. And I'm like, oh God, this is how God, sure, I show up somewhere, you find me, and now we're going to get even, aren't we? You're going to get even with me for everything I've done. Here it comes. God's going to be like this. I get sober, and now you put me in jail? That's funny, you know? All the crimes I committed, all the drug deals I did, all the felony weight cocaine I carried, all the times I drove with drugs and messed up, and all the potential DUIs you could have got me on, and all the times I escaped by that much, and now you're coming to get me? That's rich. So any Kane County alumni here? There always is. Old jail or new jail? Atta-way. I love it. I'm old school Kane County Jail. So you'll picture this. 2 holding cells as you walk into Kane County Jail. The right one was full of 20 guys. The left one had 2 guys in it. They put me in the left one. I walk in the door. I sit down. They close the door behind me, and I look over, and it's the last 2 guys I got high with on April 19th. True story. They had gotten to jail because they had stolen an AT&T truck, you know, with the kind with the dump bucket on the back of it, and they were outside a bar in Elgin trying to sell it. You with me? This is the genius I was hanging with. Okay? But this was just part of their routine. You know, they were perfectly calm sitting there. I am out of my mind trying to figure out what's going on here. First of all, I don't look good in orange. I judged that really quick, okay? You know, you're wearing the thong shoes, not the other thong, okay, the thong shoes and the orange jumpsuit all the way up, and it's just the strangest feeling to be sitting in there. And they tell me, relax, you're an old guy, you're not in a gang, you got no tattoos, you'll be up in the old guy pod, you got nothing to worry about. They knew exactly what was going to happen to me, you know? And those guys knew they were going to be in there for a certain amount of time. They were totally fine with it, part of their routine, get high, do their thing, get caught, do some jail time, get out. And this was just part of their routine, and they were perfectly fine with it. And they assured me I was going to be okay. Sure enough, they call me up. You're going to the old man pod. Okay. I walk up to the old man pod. You know, I walk on in there. 3 guys come running up to me and say, "Hey, Dennis!" I knew 5 people in jail in about 2 hours. And the one guy came up to me, he says, "Come on, we're over here, you know, here's what we're going to eat. You know, you can have the top bunk over me. I've got this room in my cell." And you know, we sat down, and within an hour I was playing dominoes. I had never known how to play dominoes before. I learned how to play dominoes the first hour I'm in jail. And I am just beside myself. And everybody's just, you know, "It's great to see you. How you been?" You know, "Not good, you know, not good. This is not going well, you know." You know, "Who do you see? Do you still see so-and-so?" Yeah, she comes over to the house all the time. You know, she's the same girl, you know, she's not changing. You know, and this is how it was, and everything was perfectly calm. And the first night, I go into the cell at 10 o'clock, they lock me up. I've got the guy that I know, we talk all night, I sleep a little bit, we get up in the morning, and video bond court, right? You with me? Okay? Where video bond court is, they just take you to a little section of the jail, they put you up on a video screen that's over in the courthouse, and everybody's going guilty, not guilty, and I scream, "Rehab, rehab, rehab." I don't know what made me do that, but the judge at least paid attention to me for a minute and said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm due at Sheahen in 24 hours. I have to make it to Sheahen for rehab." And he says, if you don't bring me back paperwork that says you finished rehab, I'm doubling everything on you.
Oh, wow.
And I was the only one released without bail that whole day. So I was released, bam. And I'm like, I am out of here. No, that's not how it works. God had other plans. So they bring me, and this is like 7 in the morning. They put me back up in the pod, and breakfast comes, and lunch comes, and here comes the Domino's marathon again, and dinner comes, and it's time to go back into the cell, and I'm freaking out again. I'm released. I'm not supposed to be here. Well, I'm not on anyone's schedule anymore. This is not Dennis's world anymore. So, here's what ended up happening. 1:30 at night, finally someone comes over and goes, Sheahen! Yes! You're out of here. Okay, cool. So they take me downstairs. Now, this was actually a big deal, but the Kane County guards used to steal money from the short-time inmates. Okay, it was a big deal. It got written up in the paper. Tons of guys got fired. The $40 I had to buy the dope was stolen from me. Okay? So now I've got change in my pocket. Okay? You with me? Got no car. I'm in Geneva, right? Fabian Parkway, right?
777 East Fabian.
Thank you. It should be 666 East Fabian, you know? And they tell me to make some phone calls. You know, call and get somebody here. So who do I call, folks?
Dope dealer.
Crack house. The people who are partying in my house. And I call them all up, and I say, hey, you gotta come get me. And they're like, no. Why would I come get you? I go, you guys are in my house, come get me. That's my stuff you're doing, you guys owe me for. No, they're like, yeah, they got run of the place. They're not coming to get me. So, did I think to call any of my friends that were straight or sober? No, I called the drug dealer. So picture how many times I've already, just even now, tried to get back to that crack house, right? I wanted to drive back there, I didn't make it, okay? They put me in jail to hold me there until I could get here. And then when I was released, I tried to get back to the crack house again, didn't I? Because what would have happened had I made it back to the crack house? Was there any chance in the world I'm here?
No.
I mean, do you guys see the God part in this? Okay. I didn't, right? So it's easy when you tell the story.